better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'm in a warm embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Host Show with your host, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton. I'm Everette, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now. Where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Everette's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to 1400am.com, 1350am.com, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you be my neighbor?
Could you who?
Yes, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Could you be my neighbor?
Yeah, could you be my neighbor?
We want to welcome our neighbor. We want to welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WGPL 1350 AM, and WMVA 88.9.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We promise we'll shout you out.
You promise?
I promise we'll shout you out. Go to YouTube, the newest channel, FYI Radio Show. It's at FYI Radio Show, host Yolanda Hinton, and Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and we promise before it's over, we'll shout you out.
Shout out.
Ooh, Mr. E, how was your weekend?
Well, I had a great weekend. You did a little this, a little that, turned a little yard over,
working in the field.
Work in the field like a Hebrew.
I thought you were going to say runaway.
No, just like a Hebrew slave. Went out there and did a little this and had a little church, had a little this. You know how we had to do it.
Well, that's good. Great. I hope that you had a wonderful time with family and church and all that good stuff. I had a wonderful weekend. It seemed like it was a nice, easy going.
That's right.
The weather was a little rough on yesterday, a little bit of rain, but the temperature was pretty decent.
That's right. It had a good temperature on yesterday, and then until the bottom dropped out last night.
Last night it was ferocious. I was like, where are we? And Lord, help us to get through it.
I thought we was in Oklahoma, but speaking of Oklahoma, there's a lot of folk, that friends of ours, that's been on our show, that our prayers are going out for, and hoping that all is well.
Check on them, Mr. E. We want to know that everything is going fine, but we will pray for those that was in the way of that storm. That storm was not a joke. Talking about 100 and something miles per hour winds.
That's right, 60 miles per hour per wind. I mean, and they're trying to determine whether or not there was a tornado in the midst of it.
Well, that was a tornado, Mr. E.
I thought it was the wind blowing like that.
Somebody come and lay hands on Mr. E.
Because
that was a tornado.
I heard wind blowing in my backyard. I said, okay,
we didn't have
turn the light. Go ahead and knock the lights out so I can go to sleep. Go back to sleep.
We didn't have 160 something, but Oklahoma and some of the other states had it, and it was absolutely ferocious because you're talking about death numbers, right?
That's right. Knocking down houses and flipping over houses, and folks had to stand in the hallway. They couldn't get out. They couldn't get out for safety. They had to stand in the hallway. And the man said when he looked out the window, he saw his neighbors standing out there after the storm had passed.
Absolutely. We will be praying for those that have lost loved ones. And, this is that time of the year when the weather is just, it does what it does. Whatever it's going to do, it's going to do. That's one thing about it, Miss E. We can't stop nature. Mother Nature.
Right.
You can't do it. But anyway, we are here after a great weekend. FYI, Monday. Sports Talk.
And while we got going on with the introduction of Sports Talk, Miss Hinton, I want to introduce to our community a friend of mine, one of my parishioners in my church, Mr. Tim Bostic. I want to say good morning to you. And guess what? We talking sports on today. In my church.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Excellent, Miss Hinton. I love your song. Where I am now.
Oh, thank you.
It's doing, Pastor Everette?
Doing wonderful. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Surely would. I'm ready to take you to school today, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. It's so good to have you on today. We're going to be talking about, first of all, Mr. You want to do B-Echo? You want to talk a little sports news about a little drama or whatever? Mr. E, it's your choice.
I want to talk about my good friend and open it up for us. I want to talk about Mr. Draymond Green. Draymond Green. Draymond. I call him, he should have been in Detroit or he should have been with the Philadelphia 76ers because, he's another Dennis Rodman.
You say Draymond,
drama queen, and he got some help now that is Mr. Butler is there. Mr. Bostic, let's talk about Draymond. What do you think about what's going on?
You know what? It's wonderful people like Draymond Green. NBA, people would probably fall asleep before.
Tell the truth.
Keeps the NBA relevant. Draymond Green is a throwback. He's the last of the Mohicans when it comes to real physical basketball players that tell it like it is. Nowadays, they just want us to shut up and play ball. Everybody wants to shoot threes. Nobody wants to post up. Nobody want to get elbows. Nobody want to get punched. Nobody want to flagrant foul. Nobody want to listen to. What's wrong with the world nowadays? We want to see some listen to. We want to see some fragrant flowers. We want to see some fighting in the stands. So Draymond Green keeps it exciting. They used to say NBA is fantastic, but if they take people like Draymond Green out of the NBA will be glorious-tastic.
That's right. You got to have some drama. I mean, we're used to it throughout the years. We've always had folk that, hey, they're out of the box. Listen, he just mentioned Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman would always give us a show.
That's right. You can bet your bottom dollar that Dennis Rodman will always put somebody down, make somebody irritable, make somebody mad at him. And that's the way Draymond Green is. Draymond Green. That's the way Mr. Green is. He's a type of ball player, but he plays good basketball and he scores great points. Folks don't look at him as a scorer of a basketball game. They only look at him as a bully on the court. He has 6.1 rebounds. He had 5.8% of assists, and he had 43 field goals and shoots 9.2 points. Mm-hmm. So that's what he does. He's the bad boy on the court. Now, you think that because Jerry Butler, you think that because Jimmy Butler's out there with him, Mr. Bostic, that he got some help pushing people around?
Hey, man, listen, that's what you need. People don't understand, especially football and basketball. This is more psychological than it is physical. You need somebody whispering in your ear, talking trash to you, elbowing you, and people like Jimmy Buckets hitting threes on you, making moves on you, talking trash, going up and down the fourth court. It's taking me back to the old days of Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan talking trash to each other. Come on, what's basketball unless you can talk trash?
Well, why
You
folks?
need those two.
Why folks are not talking trash and playing those positions like they did back in the days of old? I can't even tell the difference between a point guard and a 6 or 7-1 forward or center because everybody is over above the half throw line, the free throw line, and everybody wants to shoot threes. Why not play basic basketball? Get underneath the bucket and battle a little bit.
Because they are suffering from a 6-letter word. SOFTTT. Soft. It's soft nowadays.
No,
the problem is that they soft. Nobody want to be physical anymore.
No
you
more.
have to fight for what you wanted back then. Basketball back in the day, the bad boys, even the Boston Celtics, those guys, they play hard, they play rough. The New York Yankees with Oakley and Mason and all them boys, the boys will knock you out before they even let you get a shot. That's the name of the game. Nowadays, everybody want to be soft. Everybody want to play shoot threes. Everybody crying because they get knocked down before the ball gets to they get stopped before they run to the so-called charging line. You see all these extra rules.
Yeah.
So how can you call LeBron James a GOAT when he didn't have to play with the same amount of physicality that Michael Jordan played with?
That's right.
That Shaq played with, they call the hacker Shaq. Nowadays, LeBron, somebody blowing his eye, he called foul. He's crying. How you be the coach? Of course, you should have 40,000, 50,000 points if nobody's touching you.
That's right.
But you know what? They have taken it from the court now to social media because that's where the beef came in with Towns and Draymond.
That's right.
And so now, they a little soft now, but they all up there just creating a whole bunch of drama. So folk can get into it. And it just seemed like, it's a lot of rough and tough going on.
When they started talking about soft, yesterday, Damon Green, he hit his free throw against Detroit and said he was asleep. He said he put him to sleep. But Damon Green and Stephen Smith and them have been jaw-jacking about the LeBron James, him and somebody else going at it. Do you think Stephen Smith was wrong for what he said, Mr. Bostic?
Let me. I didn't hear you quite. I don't understand what you were saying. Rephrase that for me, the question.
Okay, Stephen Smith and LeBron, they was throwing beef at him. So
LeBron?
Yeah. Do you think that Stephen Smith should have bowed down or should he kept what he had going on?
No, this man on man. And if LeBron was listening, he would have realized Stephen A. Smith wasn't putting him or his son down. He was actually giving him credit for who he is as a legend on the basketball court, the things he's able to do and the things he's able to accomplish by having his son and him play on the same court. Do you realize how amazing that is?
That's right.
How many people can go on their job and say, "Hey, I want you to hire my son"?
I know.
Your boss will look at you and say, "Hey, boy, I barely want to hire you, but you're coming in late half the time, sleeping in the back door, but I don't even want you coming to work." So why? Can you imagine what type of player he has to be? What type of businessman? What type of depth and have sports IQ, basketball IQ he has to have for them to even respect him at that level? Come on, give me a break. And all Stephen A. Smith was doing is complimenting him. And what the problem is with the social media thing, everybody's doing too much talking.
That's right.
It's taking the masculinity out of the game, y'all.
Yeah,
that's right.
Social media, when they get into it, it's a mess. It's real messy. But look, let's talk about
Stephen A. Smith. I would have backed down. I would have said, "Hey, look, I'm a man just like you."
That's right.
Go back and listen to what I said.
That's right.
Go back and listen to what I said.
Absolutely.
Now here,
if you was a real man, you wouldn't come in the middle of the game where 30,000 people out there watching you. So if you hit me or I hit you, somebody can hold you back. If you was a man, you would call me on the phone and say, "Let's meet somewhere."
That's right.
You go somewhere and you meet me. You're going to try to make a show in front of everybody else. All you needed was more clicks on your Instagram page.
That's right. Here's another twist that I saw that's going on, Brother Bostic, is that the players are telling the coach what to do. Have you noticed that? that LeBron James can go over there and tell the coach what to do, and what's his name that plays KD, tell the coach what, just lay the coach out. Yesterday I saw that 3 or 4 times.
Absolutely.
And then the coach got to do it to say, why is they don't have the respect for the coaches anymore?
Two things. Number one, money is power.
Yes.
Okay?
That's it.
When everybody come to see you, you can be the star on the set. And you can be the diva and act like you're crazy doing the silver screen movie set. Number two, this should be number one. Okay? Everything that used to be right is wrong. Everything wrong used to be right. Now the kids think they on the same level as the parents, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The respect factor is gone from the United States society. And that's what it's all about. It's about respect and honor. And when you turn away from God, you remove both of those things. And that's what the problem is with our society.
Now, what kind of power does the referee have out there?
Oh, he has a lot of power. Somebody can pay him to decide a game, whether somebody win a football game or a basketball game. He can make a pivotal call, especially basketball. He can make a pivotal call, make a foul. Somebody could be down by 1, and he called a crazy foul that wasn't even supposed to be foul. They put the other team up by 2 if they hit 2 free throws.
Has basketball changed?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. It's the same sport, but yes, it's changed a lot because of the political correctness of the sport. It's too much crying and whining. It's too soft. It's all about about the money. It's going away from a team sport to a meat sport.
Wow.
It's not a we sport. It's an I sport now.
Not a team sport, but it's an I sport. Let's talk about MEAC before we go into the NBA, the winners and losers. Did you get a chance to check out any of the games? What do you think about what's going on here in Hampton Roads area?
Well, I'm a big time supporter of Norfolk State University athletics in the first place. I'm actually a defender with them. I do all of their football games. I do a couple of their basketball games. And unfortunately, this weekend I was unable to attend, but I've heard some good things that I've been studying. And this is the first time that Norfolk State has been entered in the Division I conference, or Division I since 1997, 1998 year. And they won 30 games for the men. So my hats off to them. They won 30 and 4. So that's a milestone and a great accomplishment and a testament to that basketball program. Not to mention that the mighty female Spartans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their second championship in a row. I was there when they presented the trophy to them last year, but I was heartbroken that I couldn't get there this year. But hey, my hat goes off to both of them. They are superstars. Now if they can just spill some of that on the football field.
Oh yes, Lord.
Now you said something about football field. Do you think Vic gonna turn the turn the football team around?
If they back off him, the athletic director and the president learn and let him do his job, I believe he will turn it around. But Michael Vick is not just a player. Michael Vick has been anointed into a teacher, a leader. See, what he went through made him the man he is now. See, one thing you got to realize about people like him and Deion Sanders and people like that, people gravitate to people who are teachers.
Yes.
People who have been through the fight. People who understand what it takes to be successful in their life. Nobody's going to respect you until they see that you went through what they went through. They can't relate to you. So if Michael Vick is going to be able to change the lives of a lot of men, not just for them to get in the NFL, but for them to be real men. That's the difference between them being successful and unsuccessful. From them being great leaders and having great careers instead of being people who are not successful, or people who are incarcerated, or people who did. He's going to save the life of many people. And I believe that if they allow him to do his job, and I know the athletic director personally, back off, let him do his job.
Man,
that sounds wonderful.
Well, let's go to the NBA this week. Past week, Mr. E, a lot of games, a lot of winners, losers, but it was fantastic. Tell us what you got for us? Who won? And what was the excitement in some of those games?
Well, starting with Saturday, Miss Hinton, there were some games played. That Boston Celtics played against the Brooklyn Nets. The OKC played against the Detroit Pistons. The Bulls played against the Rockets. The Heat played against the Grizzlies. And the Indiana Pacers played against the Bucks. And OKC Pelicans played against the Spirit. Now, what do you think about Boston Celtics, Mr. Boston? Do you think Boston Celtics has changed since they don't have Danny Ainge and Larry Bird and all the rest of them boys?
Well, basically, Boston is just a souped up finesse team. And they saw too, but they ran shooting threes, man. Last week, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, they raised 43 during the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you can't beat that offense. That's worse than a nuclear holocaust attack.
Yeah,
43s in a game.
Now the score
for
that's right. The score for Boston Celtics was on Saturday, 115 to 113 against the Brooklyn Nets. They supposed to beat the Brooklyn Nets that bad, even though the Brooklyn Nets are 22-45, and the Celtics are 45-19.
Well, let's understand this now. These guys be playing against their professional team.
That's right.
Pride too.
OKC.
Every once in a while, the sun is shining on the dog, but every once in a while.
OKC, Oklahoma Thunders. That's my squad. I picked them out of all the teams this year. OKC is running with a 55, 56, and 12. They beat the Detroit Pistons 113 to 107. Are you watching OKC real close?
Man, they're on fire. But you don't want to say something about the MVP. They're on fire. The boys on fire. They don't want to they still want to say Jokic is the MVP, and rightfully so. Like LeBron could be MVP every year. That's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. That boy. That guy is on one. He's a leader. He's fierce. The reason why he's on one, he's an all-around player. He plays ball on both sides of the court.
He hit
on both sides of the court.
He hit 48 points on Saturday. Wow. Every game that he's playing, he scores 30 and 40 and 50 points per game. So let's run down this. The Bulls, Chicago Bulls played against the Houston Rockets 117 to 114. That's on Saturday. The Grizzlies beat the Heat 125 to 91. And then the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Indiana Pacers 126 to 119. When I hear of these teams, Indiana Pacers, I think about the fella that used to play, Reggie Miller that used to play for them. And the Pelicans, New Orleans Pelicans, they lost to the Seattle Spurs. I think
that's your team.
That's my team also. But last night game, yesterday game, I don't know if you saw any of it yesterday, but the Dallas Mavericks lost to the Philadelphia 76ers. And then the Cavaliers, oh man, they was playing ball good until the Magic woke up and they beat them 108 to 103. The Lakers came alive last night. Yes. What do you think about the Lakers? And why when they take folk out, they don't put Bronny in there?
Well, I mean, nepotism, man. Bronny's not the same player, caliber player that most NBA players are. He probably shouldn't even be in the league. Let's be honest. But look, everybody else gets the other side. They bring their people through nepotism.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
So cut it out. Let's stop it already. Yeah, nepotism. We all for it. But you know what? NBA is kind of getting on my nerves. It's especially like in Major League Baseball. They don't really. They got this what you call luxury tax. They don't really have a hard salary cap like NFL football. Mm-hmm. So these teams are lopsided. They can make a super team over here, a super team over here, and every year you can just about guarantee a certain amount of teams to go in the playoffs, and you can just about predict who the finals will be. I don't like that in basketball and baseball. Yeah, there's not enough parity. It's boring.
That's right.
You already know. You got a good idea who's going to win. I like not knowing who's going to be in the Super Bowl. Not knowing what's going to happen, who's going to do what. But one thing about it is these teams who are like number one seed right now, like Cavaliers and and Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. You have to hear when you see these teams are number one seed, that means nothing on the regular season.
That's right. That's right.
The playoffs is a different level. This is where the game starts to slow down and it becomes more of a half-court game. The only team that could ever speed up during the playoff season was Showtime LA Lakers with Magic Johnson.
Do you think?
That, the game, yes, sir. Go ahead.
Do you think that LeBron James is overrated?
Listen,
No.
No, he's not overrated. He's a beast. He's a champion.
I think he's overrated. I think that LeBron
No.
James, he can go from Miami to the Cavaliers, from the Cavaliers to any team he wants
That's
to
what
go
Mr.
to.
E has
when
against him. He said he
like
always floats.
When he feel like he want to go somewhere. Now
you can't take it away from him.
All he doing is being a poster child for LeBron. The more he hate on him, the more he just said he went to this team and became a winner. That team became a winner.
Yes.
That team became a winner, and that team became a winner. Listen, when you're a winner, that's what happens.
That's right. That's right. Now OKC played against the Milwaukee Bucks last night. You know, we getting ready to roll the plays down to get ready to get into the tournament. Now OKC Thunders, they beat last night 121 to 105 against Milwaukee Bucks. That Shea fella, he hit 21 points. Do you think that OKC gonna take it all over?
You mean the whole NBA?
The whole NBA.
No.
Who you think going?
Oh.
Because one thing about NBA basketball, you have to be there in order to be there.
Who you think going?
If you haven't done it before, it's going to really take a milestone. You're going to really be phenomenal to do it. I'm going to look at Boston Celtics being that game because even though Cleveland Cavaliers is the number one seed, they don't have what it takes to beat the Celtics. Celtics are all around team. They bigger, they faster, they stronger, they got better shooters, and I believe it can either be. I know Boston's going to win the East, and it's going to either be a push between Denver and maybe the Lakers if LeBron come back. This 40-year-old man is playing like a maniac. This man playing like 20.
Do you think he'll come back? This injury, he was in the stand.
He'll be back in a couple weeks. He'll be back in a couple days.
Now I have a problem because y'all didn't say anything about Scott Carey. You didn't say anything about the Warriors. They're number 6.
Yeah, Kurt, they ain't going nowhere.
They gonna come back again. What? They gonna eat them up. It's their time again.
Well, they gonna make a playoff push, but they don't have enough offense and defense combined to be able to deal with Denver.
Yeah.
All the Lakers surprisingly with the trade with Luka Doncic, they got Luka playing defense, and that's amazing.
And he's hurt too.
And the emergence of Austin Reeves over the Lakers.
Now Austin Reeves is
like a man possessed.
That's right. He can shoot that ball, but what you call is hurt. His back bad.
Who LeBron?
No, what's the big guy that they brought in? Luka back is bad.
Well, all he needs is a little bit of rest. But you know how they shoot him up, put that needle in him. Say, go out there and win this one. Get this one for the Clippers.
That's right. That's right.
Hey.
Take one for the team.
That's right.
Take one for the boys.
Basketball is totally different, just like NFL football or any other sport. When the playoff comes, game lights off.
That's right.
That's off. It has nothing to do with the regular season.
Well, Mr. E, what's coming up next, and what is your prediction for some of the?
Well, tonight, the next game that you got for tonight, you got ball games coming up tonight. So I really looking at the scrub games tonight. You got the Miami Heat playing against the Knicks, the 76ers against the Rockets, Indiana Pacers against the Timberwolves, Detroit against the Pelicans, the Bulls against the Jazz, the Nuggets against the Warrior, and the Grizzlies against the King, the Wizards against the Trailblazers, and the Lakers against the Spurs. Out of all those games, I'm choosing the Warriors that gonna beat, and the Nuggets, the Spurs they're gonna beat the Lakers.
Wow.
You know, you just being a hater.
All right.
Now,
go ahead.
They got a chance. The Lakers still handicapped right now without LeBron.
Yeah. Put his son in there. Put his son in there. Put his son in there.
Well, I tell you what, thank you so much for being on with us. We look forward to talking with you again. And Mr. E, well, Mr. E is a hater. Mr. E.
And remember that the commanders just
he want to talk about football.
The Commanders just pulled another Dallas Cowboy, Lawrence, DeMarcus Lawrence over to your squad. Have a wonderful day, okay? Gotta go.
No.
I gotta go.
He got signed with the Seattle Seahawks.
I thought he wanted to go to your regular team called the Commanders. I gotta go. Have a wonderful day.
You are wrong. Thank you so much for being on, and thank you all for joining us on Sports Talk. Look, join us this evening for FYI After Dark replay, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Today is Sports Talk. Our special guest has been none other than Mr. Tim Bostic. I want to say good morning to Miss Crystal Hinton, Miss Lawanda Tillett, Sheila Robbins. Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Don't forget to have a wonderful day here. Put your raincoats on, drive safe, drive careful. Bye now.
Wow.
Our special guest has been none other than Mr. Tim.
We want to say thank you to Mr. Tim Bostic. And wow, talking about the game changer. Everybody's saying that, Mr. E. Is that a bad thing, though? Is it a bad thing?
It's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing because it's happening all over.
It's happening all over, but I mean, I'm saying this generation, they are now supporting the teams as fans. Do they know the difference? I mean, you may know the difference because you were there back there, and in that time with some of the greats, Magic Johnson and stuff like that.
That was basketball.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Basketball.
That was real basketball.
But I'm saying now. This is my question to you. The generation that are now, are they looking at it as though it has changed so much, or do they accept it for what it is? Are they coming up saying, hey, these are the greats. Oh, this is the way basketball is being played. Are they concentrating on what used to be or what's now?
Now they're not concentrating on used to be. They're not playing that finesse basketball anymore. They only want to do is shoot them 3-pointers.
I'm saying the generation now, they don't mind that because that's what they're coming up with.
Shooting 3-pointers, yes.
Yes. And let me say this. And when we talk about football or any sports, basketball or whatever, it's less physical now because of a lot of things, because of injuries, because of the things that are happening within people's bodies after they finish playing, and so on and so forth. But is it wrong to have less injuries? Is it wrong to not have long-term conditions and stuff like that? Seems like it would be a better fit.
But when you got the wear and tear on that body can take so much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not much more. It's less contact. It's a less contact sport. But I'm saying, isn't that a good thing, you would think?
No. If you're going to play football, play football. If you're going to play basketball, play basketball. Use the skills that you got. Don't worry about the injuries until, you're making the money.
What some of these athletes suffer as a result of, back in the day, as a result of injuries, and they were busted up.
Do you know how much money they making?
That don't mean nothing.
They making that money, and they should have thought about that before they even got out there into the sports.
Oh wow!
That from growing up that you're gonna get hurt out there. You're gonna have some crooked legs. You're gonna have some arthritis.
But some of that stuff that you can't come back from, Mr. E.
Sit back and
some of those things you can't really heal 100%.
That's right.
So I'm saying less contact may be good.
That's
it changes
football.
the game.
It sure do.
Right?
It sure do. Then I turn my TV off.
But I'm just saying, what is it that you do like, Mr. E?
I like contact.
I'm saying when it comes, okay, let's go to the NFL. What is it that you do like now, even though things are changing? What do you like?
I like the way they're still playing football. They still got a little contact in there. I like the way they're using strategy. You know, I am so mad that Madden, John Madden, had made those football games because now everybody and basketball game, everybody trying to be like the robot, trying to be like AI, want to play just like AI playing on that field. Their bodies has not been designed to do a turnaround, you know, and then you putting that out there for our young men, young women who want to be football players. You go to John Madden. Yeah, get John Madden. And then they get out there on the field and twist around, turn around, think they can jump in the air. Look at the Barkley, who he jumped backwards over somebody. That's John Madden.
Amazing. But it has changed, but I'm hoping that people will enjoy it anyway. I mean, it seems from, you know, the NFL in the stands, the fans are there. The NBA, the fans are there, you know, but, you know, hey, you just have to adjust and adapt to new things and new ways. But anyway, Mr. E, we're so glad for our special guest coming on. This tonight, you can listen to the highlights again on our FYI After Dark. If we don't come on, you can see FYI Sports Talk again at 6:00 p.m. Also, we have some great shows coming up on FYI. We have trafficking and immigration. Mr. E, we definitely got to get that immigration thing because, you know, it's a lot going on. But Mr. E, we have a special guest coming on our trafficking segment. Can you tell us who that is?
Mr. Patrick McFinning. He's be our special guest on FYI talking about trafficking.
Absolutely. This is still Women's History Month. We're going to highlight women's history. We have some special guests that will be coming on as a result. Also, we have Dr. Tanya Pass with Community Event, Serena Mann, information for the community. They'll be on as well. We want you to follow us on social media on all our pages. Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. And we would love for you to continue to support us. We have Caramel_V, is that V13. Join us on Instagram. Thank you so much. And all the rest of you guys, thank you so much. Make sure you put a comment into our feed so we can just say hi, you know, after the show and everything. So, Mr. E, folk can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor with FYI. Look, and speaking of sponsors, don't forget to visit Bulvic Academy, BULVIC Academy, and Beard Gods, BEARDGODC. Go to the website, check it out. You can be a special guest sponsor, intern, FYI. Mr. E got the T.
If you'd like to be a special guest sponsor or intern of the most talked about radio show, all you have to do is email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or you can inbox us at whatever Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can give us a call at 757-714-7861. All
right, now listen, you all have a wonderful day. You know, our weather's going to be pretty decent in the 757, but you all enjoy this day. See you back here on Wednesday.
2 up, 2 down, VA.